Hey guys, Jen here. My daughter's around here in the background, so if you see or hear her, that's why. But as from the title of the video, you can probably tell, I'm going to do, I'm going to talk about my favorite highlighters for super fair skin. Of course, these highlighters can work for darker skin too, but if you have really fair skin like I do, you know that it's really hard to find highlighters that don't show up like as colors on your skin, like they don't actually highlight. It just looks like a streak of something. And it can be kind of, unflattering. You want something to really kind of glow and highlight your face that's already close to white. So so I'll begin. Again, there's little Harley over there. You can see her makeup. She just did a little makeup tutorial that'll be up before this. Okay, so first off, I'm going to do a couple highlighters that are on the more subtle side. The first one is this Hard Candy Baked Bronzer in Tiki. And it's just like, it gives just a really pretty like sheen. I'm going to try to swatch it for you guys, but I don't know how well it's going to show up. There you go. It's like a pale golden color that just looks really beautiful on the cheeks. Okay. And the next one, again, is on the more subtle side, at least in my opinion. And it is the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Lightscapade. And they've changed the packaging since then, but this is mine that I've had for ages, and I love it. It's like a champagne kind of shade, and it's got like a veining of blue and peach and yellow in it. It's just so beautiful. I don't think that's gonna focus. Okay, I'm just gonna show you a swatch of this. There's Tiki and there's Lightscapade, and again, that's just like if you don't want like visible shimmer or glitter on your cheeks and you just want that kind of glisten. It's really pretty. Love that. Okay, now these are going to be more intense. I prefer more intense highlight. Probably my favorite highlight of all time is, and I feel like it's so underrated because I never hear people talk about it, the Too Faced Candlelight Glow. Careful, baby. Now, they have two of these. They have a warm glow, and this one's now called Rose Glow, I believe. This used to be the only one, so it doesn't, on the back it doesn't say. But as you can see, it's two different shades. It's like half pink and half more of like a champagne-y off-white color. And they both have a gold sheen. And I like this either mixed together or individually. Sometimes, this pink makes like a gorgeous blush topper. Depending on your skin and what shade you like, I'm going to swatch it both ways. Here is just the light shade. Okay, I don't think that swatch worked so well. I've had this for a long time, so I think it also comes off better with the brush. If you can see that right there, it's got this like almost wet look and like a gold sheen that's just so beautiful. Now, let's mix these two together and I'll show you the shade it comes out. And I'm going to do another one on top of that because again, you know how sometimes when you like have a powder that's pretty old, like it gets that kind of like layer over top of it from the oils. I need to scrape that off of this, but that's why it's not coming off as well. Alright, so see, this is without the pink, and this is with the pink. It just has a tiny bit more of a pink hint to it, but it's not super intense. I don't even know if it's showing up in the swatch. What are you doing, babe? Alright, now I'm going to, where's my makeup wipe? Wipe all this off so I can show you the rest of them. Let this dry a bit. Okay, so again, this is like my favorite. It's not too like shiny. Well, I shouldn't say it's not too shiny. It's very shiny. It's not glittery or chunky in the least. It's very natural, but still like that wet look that I really love. Now the next one is not actually a highlighter. It's from Too Faced and it's an eyeshadow. I'm not sure if they have it in single form, but I know they have it in several of their palettes, including this Boudoir Eyes. And it is called Satin Sheets. And luckily, it is one of the bigger shades in here because I love it as a face highlight, as an inner corner highlight, as a brow bone highlight. It's just beautiful. I am going to swatch it for you. It is a like pale pink with a gold sheen. Okay, my hand is dry now, so yeah. Can you see that? It is like peachy gold, and it is just gorgeous. One of my absolute favorites. I wish they made it in like a big pot, like a highlighter. Okay, this next one I just got recently, and it's like a mini size. This is a Jouer highlight, powder highlighter in the color Ice. And it's just going to look white here. It's like a white with a pink and a gold kind of shift to it. It kind of reminds me of MAC Vanilla Pigment, but less glittery. And let's do a swatch. There we go. If you can just see, that is so beautiful and intense. I love that one. I don't wear that enough. Okay, now this is a new one, and I bought this from the Sephora site when it came out, and I honestly was not expecting to be impressed. Didn't think it'd be much, but I thought, you know what, Sephora's got a really good return policy, so I'm going to try it. This is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Prismatic Amethyst. Now, I don't know if you can see this. This looks kind of pinky, purple shift on like a white base. And it looks very glittery in the pan. But on the skin, I honestly don't think it does. It looks, I shouldn't say glitter, but it's kind of like a very, very fine glitter. But it's got like the particles, if you know what I mean, the shimmer particles. Now, let me swatch this. It feels so buttery like all the Becca ones, but that is just, again, my lights, my camera's not going to be able to pick it up, but I think that's the best you can see. It's not super purple, it's not super pink, but it's got just enough of those shades to give it that like ethereal, like that unique look. I think especially when you're very fair, as you can see, a lot of the other ones I swatched have like a gold or a warmer hint to them, even though they have a white base. This is very cool toned, so even if it's like the fairest of the fair, this is just gonna pop. And this is honestly, I've been wearing it almost every single day because I think it has surpassed my Too Faced in being my favorite highlighter ever. But I still love them both. It just depends on the occasion. Now, the next is going to be a palette, and it's also contains what I'm wearing today, and it is this Anastasia Nicole Guerrero Glow Kit. Now, when I first looked at this, I wasn't sure about it. I looked online and such, and saw reviews. A lot of these colors look like they'd be very dark for very fair skin, except for this white one. And I thought, well, I'm not going to buy a whole palette for one shade to work. This is stunning. Like, a lot of these shades, these two, I'd say, are probably too dark to use on the skin if you have skin as fair as I do. But they would work great on the eyes. Do like a pop in the center of your eyeshadow, or, you know, something like that. Maybe even an inner corner if you're doing a really dark eye. But the other ones were very, like, surprisingly, and I will show you swatches. The one I'm wearing right now, by the way, if you're wondering, is Forever Young, and it's right here. As you can see, it definitely looks lighter on the skin than it does in the pan. Now these, when you look at them, you see glitter. But like when you look at it on the face, it just looks like wet and glowy. But these are definitely going to be much more shimmery and obvious versus like the other ones that I've talked about. I am going to wipe off my hand and dry it so I can show you the most true to life swatch as I can. Now, I will say when I first swatched this on my hand even, I was not as impressed as until I put it on my face. So, all clean, all dry. First one I'm going to do here is Kitty Cat. That's this pinky peachy one. And you see that peachy gold? Oh, so pretty. Okay, next I'm going to do Forever Lit, which is the one right under it. And these are just super creamy and they apply beautififully. This has a strong, like, bluish shift, which again, if you have super fair skin, that's kind of what you want, because if you want it to really pop. It's got that cooler tone. Okay, I'm with my fingers off on a dry towel. And Forever Young, which is the one I'm wearing. And see, that's like, it's got that gold tone, but it's like a pale, cooler kind of gold, so it works better in fair skin like me. And then right under that, I'm going to go into Glow Getter. And see, that's very, like, almost coppery toned gold. So that's not going to work on my skin personally. But if you have, like, tan or you're a little darker than me, it may work. But it will make a beautiful eyeshadow. Alright, clean finger. Then I'm going to go into Daydream, this last peachier one. Excuse my nails, please. I just took off my artificial nails and they're kind of a mess. Can you see the difference between those two? I did them a little bit too close together, but that's very peachy. That would actually be a very pretty, if you like really glowy blush, it'd be a very pretty blush, or maybe a blush topper. Or if you have darker skin, you know, maybe it'll work as a highlight for you. Alright, now I'm going to go into the last one here, which is 143, and that's like the darkest bronzy one, which is a beautiful color and great. I love it on the eyes. There you go. So that's the palette. I absolutely, these shades, just like the texture of them, the glow they give, that's what makes me fall in love with them. I also have the Anastasia Moonchild palette, and the texture is not as nice on that one. And the colors are they're nice. I love, like, they look so pretty, but I prefer using them more as eyeshadows or anything than on my face, because the color shows up a little too strongly. It looks like I have like a green highlighter or blue. I mean, if that's what you want, go for it, but I prefer to have just a little bit of a hint of it. What I actually do prefer over the Moonchild one is the Kat Von D Alchemist palette. Now, these are not formulated to simply be highlighters. They're formulated to be all over products. So they actually have more of a texture like an eyeshadow than a highlighter. They're not going to be creamy. They're going to be a little more drier feeling, but they do perform beautifully. And I think, in the pan they look like nothing, but in the swatches they are beautiful. I think that these work better on fair skin than the Anastasia Moonchild. I'm going to show you swatches of this. First I'm going to do Pink Opal, which is this one here at the bottom. See how it's got more of like a white base, but it's still got that opalescence, so you can still see it. Alright, next I'm going to go in the one in the middle, which is Ultraviolet Amethyst. And again, it's got a nice white base so that it doesn't show up too intensely with the color. That it doesn't... I mean, like I said, if you have darker skin or if you want a more intense color on your face, you might prefer the Anastasia, but these I prefer personally. Now I'm going into Blue Sapphire right here. This is so beautiful. It is like turquoise, blue, green, like, oh, so pretty. Oh, I love these. You can really, if you look at the opal one, oh my gosh, see all the colors. Alright, lastly, I'm going into green emerald. And this one's more green than turquoise, as you will see. If you can compare those two, this is more of a blue-green. It's kind of like in between. This one's like, it's just more of a straight up green, and you can just like rub it out to kind of see the shades. And oh god, I love these so much. Now, I mean, I'll show you a comparison if I can find. Where's my palette? Yeah. Obviously, there's a size difference. This is much more expensive for how much you're getting, but I believe, again, that the formula is more, what's the word I'm looking for? It's more versatile. You can use it for different things, and I love, oh my god, the packaging is gorgeous. This, like, holographic, opalescent. And these are, and I will actually do some swatches of these real quick just to show you what I'm talking about. But these, personally, I use more for eyeshadows, because they are just, again, not the right kind of, like the right shade for highlighting. Alright, this one is Blue Moon. Let's spread that out a little bit more. I didn't add any more to my finger, just kind of spreading that out. And then Lucky Clover, which is the green. And these actually too, like, a lot like the other Anastasia highlighters, have noticeable, like, glitter shimmer particles in them, so they don't look as seamless on the skin. And even on the camera, it looks like a little less intense than it does in real life. I guess it's because of my bright lights, but these definitely look blue-green. Alright, next I'm doing Pink Heart, which is actually my favorite out of this palette. Like, if I'm going to use one as a highlight, that's what I'm going to use. It's definitely got a pink sheen, as you can see. But, obviously, I mean, I say obviously, but to me, it's obvious that that'll be better as a skin. It'll blend in with the skin better. Alright, next. Purple Horseshoe. This is like the glitteriest one of them all. Kind of my least favorite. The one I wanted to like the most. Seeing these swatches, like, these look really pretty, but I just feel like as highlighters, they don't. They just kind of blend away into nothing and just kind of leave like a splotchy color. But see, if you concentrate them like this, like on your eyes, they're beautiful. But this is like, you look at my, if you could see on my hand, it is like freaking shimmer galore. Let's try to show you up close there. Alright, let's wipe this off so I can show you the last two. Dry it. Okay, the last two are Star and Blue Ice. This is Star. This is kind of a silvery shade with like some blue and other multicolors in it, but it's kind of got like a grayish silver base, which again I don't think is the most flattering, especially on fair skin. I think it looks like, see, when I hold it right there, imagine that on your face. It would show up as like a streak of something, rather than just getting that that glisten of color like you get in the Kat Von D ones. So it's a beautiful color. Again, I love it on the eyes. Alright, last one is Blue Ice. And that's really pretty too. It's just kind of, I think it's almost got like a blue violet to it, rather than the Blue Moon, which I think is a little more blue. But see, let's see if I can get closer and have it focus more. You see shimmer galore. Which, hey, like I said, I love shimmery eyeshadows. So eyeshadows, I think they're great, but not my favorite as highlights. But yeah, I think that is the end of my list of highlighters, my favorite highlighters, at least the powder ones. I'm not too big into liquid highlighters. I've tried some, but they've just never really done a whole lot for me. I have tried, like the Becca one that I talked to you about. I've tried, like, not all of her other colors, but I've tried a few of them. I've tried Opal, which to me just didn't do much for me. I really wanted to love, what is it? The one Jaclyn Hill collabed with, the rose goldish one. Such a beautiful color, but again, on my face, you just see a streak of color, and it doesn't look great because I'm too pale. So I'm not in any way knocking like the colors or the quality of the Becca, but if you're super fair like me, honestly, this is the way to go. And the Opal too, actually I think I have Opal. I can swatch for you. Like I said, it's not my favorite, but I'll just show you because hell, I mean, you might like it. To each their own. Let's see if I might. Okay. I'm actually going to give this away. It is just basically like a plain white shimmering. I guess to me it's just too boring. I don't know. I just like a little more unique to mine. But that's still, I mean, it would still, I'm glad I swatched it in this because it still could be a really great highlighter for fair skin. So, there you go. It still like works beautifully. You're not going to see any funny colors or, you know, you could make it, this would be like one of the more natural but still shimmery if you want on your skin. Hear my daughter in the background. But alright, so that's that. And if you want to request any other videos, especially for fair skin, I can do foundations, concealers for fair skins. I mean, lip colors, whatever you want to see. I will be more than glad to make them for you. Just let me know below what you think. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it if you subscribe to my page, share this video with any fair skin girls you know, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye!